You willing to take the chance and continue to wait? Yes. Simply two-base instead, go for the Templar Assassin. So it's a lot of damage with that TA pick.
It's a lot of damage. It wins the matchup pretty much outright. Infamous might even start to consider what they do, whether they actually want to lane that. And while the advent of Witchblade does make it feel a little bit less worse because you finally have a way to eat through those refraction charges naturally, it still does not feel great. And having the Viper on your side as well, you don't need to worry about too many nasty picks that could end up coming out. And again, they're getting ahead of the curve. They're trying to sort of usurp whatever Infamous decide to pick up for their own lineup, and can only imagine that they're thinking now on whether or not they should pick Angel or KXY's hero, because they can't run it back with the Storm Spirit. They can't pick Void Spirit. I'm really scrambling for a hero that KXY would really want to play in this game.
Options seem... well, options-wise, there's plenty of heroes. It's just most of them don't feel particularly good right now, but the good news, at least for Infamous, is that they can reliably swing that puck into the offlane. We've seen Mariano on it, I'm not going to say frequently, but often enough where it's not going to be all that surprising. It may still be slightly unconventional, but it is going to work out for them. But as you said, who do they then put up against this TA? I mean, you could go for someone with damage to try and deal with her, but then you've got a durability issue. You could look for something like a Kunkka, or I guess something like a DK or a Death Prophet. That would give you more in the way of durability and sustainability, but you are sort of missing the damage that you would need to contend with a TA. So kind of a catch-22.
That's definitely what they're weighing right now. Whether or not KXY wants to be forced to play this hero, whether they want to pick Mariano's hero and try to get something going. Oh, okay. That's Angel's hero. That's a very different route. Okay.
Not too often that we see that Naga Siren come into play, but Infamous are going to give it a go. And, well, Naga, very much a hero that enjoys doing a crazy amount of farming and contributing to team fights, and that's basically Angel's playstyle to a T. So how effective will it be? Who can say? But it's different. It's interesting. Just not 100% sure if it's going to be effective in this second match.
And if they are able to sort of slink up on you with that song, if they ever use song aggressively, it is very difficult for them to sort of get something going. At the same time, if you can song to maybe save the puck, there isn't really too much team damage as of right now. I don't necessarily think your Tusk is going to kill anyone, but at the same time, Naga versus Wyvern, sometimes you just get ulted and your own illusions will sort of beat the hell out of you, and there's nothing you can do in that regard. So it's an interesting avenue for them to go down. I do remember very vividly Angel playing a lot of Naga Siren. This is a specialty hero for sure, but at the same time, I've got to be skeptical about it.
Yeah, a comfort pick, but maybe not the best one for the situation, but Infamous are going to roll the dice on it and see how that goes. In the meantime, we push our way into the final phase of the bans. Infamous focused in on that carry role. They'll take out both the Bloodseeker and the Troll Warlord. Meanwhile, for two-based, you still have maybe a little bit of a question there with regards to the puck. So could be the 2, could be the 3. If you're two-based, you might as well go for bans that, to a certain extent, sort of play in both positions. We see the Bat Rider being taken out. I think in recent times, it's been played more of a mid laner than an off laner, but it's capable of both. So for two-based, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone there, and now the Wind Ranger banned out as well.
And now, the only issue with taking up that TA in that slot is that you do have to now contend with where do you end up putting Boris, as you see just completely targeted down his hero pool. And he's one of the players on two-base where I think his hero pool does consistently get eaten away at in pretty much every series they end up playing. But now they have to make the call. Is this going to be a puck or a DP they're laying against? I think whatever Boris is going to end up playing will probably like playing versus both of them. I feel like we could be seeing the Sven. I feel like we could be seeing maybe not the Troll. Running it back probably wouldn't feel too good, and they also banned it out. For me, I really only see Sven.
It's not a bad choice here. We'll see if they go for it. Whoa.
Okay.
That is not a Sven.
That's a safe lane Lush.
Okay. Not what we were anticipating at all, but it's... I don't actually think it's all that bad. Sure, maybe you have some durability questions with that Leshrac now, if it is going to be in a core position, or excuse me, carry position, which it will be, but you're still going to have a pretty substantial amount of magic damage to sort of complement the TA's physical DPS in these fights.
Well, and I wonder where they make the call, because they pick the Lesh not knowing whether or not it's going to be KXY or Mariano playing those respective heroes in those respective lanes. And KXY biting the bullet and gonna end up going versus Annihilate mid. It's going to be interesting to see how far Annihilate can sort of take that matchup, and really you just take the matchup and you farm. You don't really focus too hard on shutting down the puck anymore, but at the same time I wonder how they end up at the Leshrac at the end of the day. I know it matches up pretty well versus the Naga Siren, but I wonder if there's anything deeper than that. But it's a good hero pick. If anything, in essence, sort of is their solution to the Naga Siren. It is definitely something that Naga has to contend with. That Leshrac is one of the heroes where it's not like PL. You're always sort of there tanking damage. You don't have necessarily the best stat gain, so you're going to get run down at a lot of phases of this game, and it's going to be something that they can use to push down towers, and it's not going to have the best time. You're laning versus Monkey's Viper. It's got the Viper pass, so I'd say it's maybe 60-40 two-based with a dash of bias in there.
Just a little bit of bias, but you're right. Infamous are not in a weak position, but weaker, right? Would probably be the best way to go about saying that, but we'll see how this one plays out. Final match of the day getting started here. Simply TOOBASED looking for one last chance to get that first victory on the board here. Obviously, game one didn't quite go their way, but they're looking, well, pretty solid here for game two. It's an unconventional lineup with the Leshrac in the carry position, but I am ready to see something exciting here from Boris as we do hop into the laning stage here. No funny business so far, though. Pretty straightforward approach, although we do see Michael getting in for a pretty deep ops ward. Get some vision on the Lesh.
Yeah, allows you to see if anyone's going to make stacks. They want to really punish this Leshrac pick as much as possible, and I think TOOBASED, if there's one thing we can count on this game, is that they're going to be stacking as much as they can on their supports, because they farm so quickly, they farm them so efficiently, they really won't miss a beat. But
Lee?
What a stun.
Very nicely done. The orb, though, yeah, still coming in. Can they actually finish him off? Nice fairy fire. Will it be enough? No. One last hit in from KXY. We'll be able to get the kill, and Infamous strike first. That ward already sort of paying for itself. You were talking about being able to sort of scout out some stacks, and that is true, but excuse me, it can also just straight up find them a kill.
Yep.
Boris, okay. Can he get himself out of this one?
Oh,
KXY, look at that. The body block's even coming in there. They're going to keep Boris sort of occupied, but they're not going to actually continue the chase. All right, Boris will get the chance to TP himself home, and he's going to be just fine. A little bit of damage sustained, but nothing too serious.
A few cuts and bruises, and interestingly enough, we're seeing again Flea and Boris starting out the lanes with each other. It's Jubei and Monkeys both top. It makes sense. They want the Wyvern versus Angel because they want to just nuke him out, cause as much damage as possible, but you need to be a little bit careful. And nice, they got the deny. That's what you need to do versus Viper, and they're gonna force in this wave, but at the same time, I don't think Angel's gonna really have as bad a time as they want, especially once they're out of mana, and you already see their mana's getting sort of bled away.
Yeah, that Splinter Blast from Jubei in particular, not a cheap spell. He is going to have to try and deploy it strategically at this point. He can't just spam it out. You would love to do so to try and, as you said, get damage onto Angel, maybe burn through those illusions as quickly as possible as well, but it's just straight up not possible at this point. But Jubei is still doing his best right now. He and Monkeys Forever continue to push forward, so I mean, you never know. You see actually Angel missing a last hit under the tower, so in a lot of instances people kind of discount the disruptive rhythm of those tower shots, but every once in a while, even the best, most experienced players can sort of miss those timings. So Angel pushed back under the tower, missing one or two last hits could slow him down just a little bit more, and if you're TOOBASED, that's going to be the name of the game right now.
At the same time, mid, KXY is just working Annihilate a little bit, getting a lot of denies under his belt, a surprising amount of denies under his belt, but maybe just getting a little bit caught up in the creep wave, having to be a little bit scared of just the puck's damage, and getting that first blood definitely causing a little bit of a ruckus in the mid.
Yeah, KXY was able to get his bottle delivered out to him quite a bit earlier than anticipated, and Annihilate at this point, It happened. You gave up, or not he gave up, but your teammate gave up first blood. You're just going to have to weather the storm in this instance. It's obviously not ideal, but just going to have to hope for the best here. He's still farming relatively well. This is by no means a situation where KXY is just shutting his opponent down, but there is a bit of a discrepancy forming early on, and as you said, KXY with just a kind of strangely high number of denies here. 7 denies for him already. That really feels like it shouldn't happen, but Annihilate has just been that little step slower so far.
Well, at the end of the day, TA just farms. You hope to have a relatively easy time versus the puck, but it's definitely a matchup where you need to keep an eye out for. At the same time, Angel, he's getting so much mana dumped onto him. They're finally sort of out at this point, but it's kind of hilarious how many spells have been used up.
Yeah, the Naga, well, in a similar position, really, to what we were sort of talking about mid. This aggression's going to happen. You are not going to be able to entirely get rid of it, as Angel does get hit by the Splinter Blast. A, though, throws out the Fortune's End, and really there was no actual play there. So, little bit overhyped, sorry about that, but this Naga is just going to continue to farm at this point, and really, if you're the duo for Simply Two-Based here, I don't know, how much do you really do? How aggressive do you really want to play? How aggressively can you play, for that matter, in this sort of situation? They do continue to push Angel back, but...
Oh, bottom.
Bottom lane, bit of a play coming in here. Snowball pushing forward from that Tusk, but yeah, not quite enough. Michael delays the death, but he can't prevent it, as he will be taken down. Boris, though, dropping a little bit low as well. He's going to turn around for Fairy Fire, and the stick charges, and yep, bait is right. Mariano, can he actually get himself out of here? Flea does have a stun up in a few more seconds. Does he have the damage, though? That's going to be the question. Actually, never mind. It doesn't even matter. Boris comes in with the lightning instead, and that will get the job done. Two-Based able to find themselves a couple of kills in that bottom lane. A little too far forward from Infamous, and they do pay the price.
And just not showing your cards, just holding it, maybe not clicking on the Leshrac, maybe not expecting the heal, but he really thought he had him dead to rights. But it's these little kills that you need to be careful of, because Leshrac, even you usually see it in the mid matchup with those two heroes, but once Lesh hits level 6, you need to be careful. You can't stay siphoned on him. Unless you have a hood or some sort of magic resistance, it really does get hard.
Ooh. As of right now, no such itemization for Mariano. He's looking for the boots into the wand. Pretty straightforward stuff, considering we're just 5 minutes in. So once Boris hits 6, that is going to open up some opportunities for him. Speaking of opportunities, Michael going to get himself stunned up. Good Earth spike in from Flea. Boris responds with a Split Earth, but not quite enough to keep on pushing forward. The mana, way too low for Boris on that one. So he is going to be forced to back off of that fight. But it's just that simple for them. That little two-man game. One stun into the other is just going to create so many plays that Infamous will have to be careful.
Michael just lost the ward, but he was looking to... He just killed Boris's career. He was looking to get Fleas as well, and that would have been quite the sad opportunity for him.
Being dangerously close to that snipe. Meanwhile, what's going on mid here? A is going to walk his way over, drops down the sentry. That's going to... Never mind. I was going to say allow KXY to take out that trap, but Annihilate not going to give over the gold. Simply activates the trap himself and misses uphill with the Meld Strike. But over on the other side of the map, Angel actually ends up getting taken down. Jubei is going to be able to find the kill. Michael, though, is in there for the return play, as Monkeys Forever will be taken down as well. But that 1-for-1, it's going to go Two-Base's way, not by a whole lot, looking at the gold, but that's going to be that Naga Siren taken off the map, at least for a little while. So, you're Two-Based, you are very much okay with that trade-off, although now Jubei just has to make sure he's not going to get fully jumped in on. A is trying to track him, but I think he's going to need some help. The help is coming, though. KXY is in. Dream Coil is available. Does he go for it? Yes, he does. Dream Coil committed. Jubei in some trouble. He's going to try to fly himself into that tree line, and for now, it is helping to keep him alive.
And Michael...
Going to be the shards. Jubei cut off, and he is not going to be able to make it out, but Annihilate coming in. Monkeys Forever moving his way over as well. They're sort of breaking off into two separate fights, though, but I'm not sure they're going to get either of these. Michael will be able to roll himself away. A, though, should... There we go. Tick down to the DOT, as Monkeys Forever will find that kill. So they do get something in exchange for the death of their Winter Wyvern. Annihilate wasn't able to track Michael down in that middle lane. Comes close, but doesn't quite have the damage or the lockdown, really, to keep that one going.
And we're finally seeing in the mid lane, it started even 2 minutes ago, where TA is finally starting to pull ahead. Gonna get a nice bottle refill as well, assuming, yeah, not gonna miss that one. And it feels really good, I think, if you're Two-Based. with those kills. Now it's really difficult. We'll probably see Angel give up the lane, has to. Otherwise, Monkeys Forever is just going to sort of send him back to the fountain or send him packing. Is the Viper Strike earned with this build, you really just have so much magic damage potential, and at the same time, you're really always able to farm and keep up, even though you only have 1 point Nether Toxin. It's just one of the major strengths of the hero. You never really fall behind unless you get just ganked to hell, but not happening this game.
We do see a potential gank, though, down in the bottom lane. KXY and Michael making their way forward. They've got a ready-made target in Flea, but
Got Coil.
they do want to try to get it onto the Leshrac instead, but at this point, Boris is sort of holding underneath his tower. He's dishing out a pretty substantial amount of damage. Stick charges come through as well. Michael going to try to buy some time with that snowball, but he is still going to be taken down here, as Boris will be able to keep himself alive. Finds the kill, and not only do they get Michael there, they picked off Mariano as well. KXY with no choice but to TP himself out at the back end of that play.
Ooh, in mid,
I Annihilate
it was
wants
a nice
to go
disarm.
in. Be able to get it. The disarm comes through. KXY's presence in the lane there as well, going to be enough to deter the TA from pushing any further forward. But 2 more kills for TOOBASED in the bottom lane on a play where Infamous were the aggressors. They're the ones who brought those heroes down for the rotation, looking for that Leshrac, and the results are less than ideal. 2 heroes down and no kill onto Boris. Now I
And
Annihilate.
now if Mariano, yeah, if he goes down again, this is a terrible turn of events, but
Can they get in here? They're going to give it a
this
go.
is going to be a dive.
Yeah, they're going all in for it. There's going to be the Arctic Burn coming through into the slow from the Lightning Storm, and Mariano, yeah, he's
no.
not surviving that. What are you doing, Michael? A little too late going in for the snowball, but by the time he actually commits it, his teammate's already dead, and now the Tusk in some trouble as well, trying to hide out in the tree line, but there's going to be the Cold Embrace. Michael simply cannot deal the damage he needs for the kill, and I Annihilate will bring him down. Double kill for the TA. Now KXY, no. I don't think that's a good idea. He's going to have to try and back himself away. I Annihilate, though, still has the DD rune up, so he's going to try to get a hit or two in, but KXY will be able to dodge it out.
And just all the way back to the base, and you have to be so careful. Meanwhile, bottom, Angel.
Oh no, he's caught. Finger of Death coming through from Flea. Monkeys Forever in there with the follow-up damage. And TOOBASED just running roughshod over their opponents here. That's, what is that, like 5, 6 kills in a row that they put together here? Is
Yeah,
a...
and using Infamous abilities as well, and it feels really strange. It feels like they're sort of lost for words as where do they find their next play. A's been sitting mid for all of 2 or 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Monkeys has gotten incredibly active, and he's got Boots of Travel. They're going to have double Boots of Travel soon here. They're just so farmed on their Tri-Core right now. The one slacking behind is Boris, but he probably had the roughest, or the most rough lane on his side, and you know, KXY, this might be the turn.
They're going to give it a go, but Jubei's in there with that ult. Going to buy some time. It is enough for the Dream Coil to wear off. Now here comes Boris in with the stun. Mariano, though, still leading the charge. At this point, though, he might want to be a little bit careful. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's doing a lot of damage himself, as Mariano is going to be able to find Annihilate, but Jubei responds with the Splinter Blast, finds the kill, and now Boris is going to keep on pushing his way forward. Edict is active. Pulse Nova coming through as well. It's going to be enough to take down A. They want in onto Michael as well. And I think they've got it. There it is. One more pulse from that Nova gets Boris the kill. Double kill for the Leshrac. They do have to sacrifice their TA, but 3 for 1 is going to help them expand on that lead even further.
3 for 1, Coil used, Death Prophet ulti used. It feels incredibly bad. Angel was able to get sort of some easy free farm top, just nothing that there's no hero to respond to because of all that the fighting was occurring. But now you have double Boots of Travel. You're able to now very easily play in these side lanes, and I feel like this is a really strong framework for the TOOBASED to work with, where now you're just going to be able to push in these lanes, going to get so farmed so quickly. And Infamous, if they don't have their Exorcism, if they don't have levels, they're going to run out of damage, and you have to burst these heroes on TOOBASED. If they live with a sliver of HP, you're not going to get them.
Just an uphill climb for Infamous, and at this point, you were talking about the double Boots of Travel. This is already a TOOBASED lineup that has an incredible amount of lane pushing power, tower pushing potential, whatever you really want to call it. They can take control of the map so quickly and to such an alarming degree, and now with Boots of Travel up on 2 of their cores, that map control is going to potentially be accelerated even further. And if you're Infamous, you can't afford this. Angel needs this space to farm, and he's not going to get the space to really do much of anything now, as he's going to get jumped in on A, though. Nice play in with the False Promise. That's going to buy a little bit of time. And it looks like Boris really doesn't want to go any further. He will back himself away. Michael's not able to lock him down. So instead, they're going to have to go after Flea. Bit of a consolation prize here. It is still a kill, as Angel will be the one to get it, but they were hoping that they could turn that one around onto the Leshrac. But at this point, I think they just have to be happy with the fact that Angel is alive at the end of that fight.
Oh, Annihilate getting turned on.
Oh, Dream Coil deployed. Silence comes out as well momentarily, but Annihilate not dead yet. Jubei in there with the ult. Nice play. Monkeys Forever dropping down the Toxin as well. And Mariano, I don't think he gets out of this one. He is just rapidly melting to that TOT. Monkeys Forever will find the kill.
And it feels like this Viper, it's going to be the monster. And with Boots of Travel, it already feels like there's not really a good solution to kill him. That's why we see them constantly playing on the TA. That is the one fragile hero that maybe they can eke out a kill. But again, Jubei, very good positioning, standing behind his cores. OA.
He tries to purge that away with the false, or not the false prime, excuse me, with the Fortune's End, but it does buy him enough time. As you said, TP home will keep him safe. So Monkey is not able to get the kill, but now if you're two-based, you're parading your way through the north side jungle. This is no longer Infamous's territory.
When with the Boots of Travel, they never really need to give up these towers. I've seen Monkeys TP down here 2 or 3 times, and usually when you see a TP from a core, you try to punish it on the other side of the map, but the TP's up in 30 seconds. And even Boris, he's hunting down Angel. Angel's just going to get pursued in every single lane he decides to farm in, and they need to stack up and find a kill on someone on the Infamous side. They did draw back the gold lead a little bit just because they have that Naga, but he's just going to continue to get killed.
Monkeys jumped in on the bottom lane to hit him up with the Dream Coil into the Walrus Punch. That is going to be enough for the pickoff. So there's the kill that they needed. Now they need to get away with it. KXY going to get hit up by the Hex into the Earth Split, or Split Earth, excuse me. Finger of Death comes through from Flea as well, and they are going to be able to finish that one off. Jubei gets in there for the final bit of damage, and as nice as that kill was for Infamous, next time they got to do it without sacrificing the puck. They do still walk away with the better of that trade, but not nearly as beneficial as it should have been.
Well, and it goes to, I think Boris, or no, Jubei was the one that mopped it up, but at the same time, you're getting this XP, you're getting these very high level supports, whereas as you see on the Infamous side, they're not able to make these plays nearly as easily, and the big deficit is definitely the difference between Mariano and this Viper, where you just have been able to play in these side lanes for so long and get so much farm, and you just constantly have this Viper running at you. It's a thorn in your side that you can't really get rid of at this point. Oh, Monkeys just saw him. Uh-oh.
Well, Snowball gonna come in. Walrus Punch will be there to follow it up, but at this point, if you're Michael, there's really not a whole lot for him to do here. He's gonna try and hide out inside of his own shards, but that's not gonna do him any good. Annihilate comes in for the kill. Good news at least is that they were able to get the puck away from that fight before TOOBASED brought the reinforcements in. So KXY will fall back, but they do lose one, and now they might lose another. Yeah, Angel getting hunted down in the west side jungle, trying to get himself away. Looks like he is going to be able to get out for now. No Song of the Siren available, but wasn't necessary.
Oh, KXY. He already used his orb, but... Oh.
Are they actually going to be able to track him down here? They're pinging him out. Monkeys is trying to chase, but I don't think they actually see him anymore, and KXY is going to be able to get away. He might actually look to turn. Okay, he's going to go on to Fleet. Can he get the kill, though? Yeah, he absolutely can. The Witchblade is going to get in there. Forgot that he had that for a moment. The DOT will get the job done. KXY is able to find one. It's... Well, is it the highest value kill? No, but that's a freebie. You get in there, you get the kill, you just go on about your business. Making your way into the west side jungle as KXY continues to farm towards that blink.
And it does feel a little bit bad as Mariano was able to claim the top tower with his exorcism. He's got a little bit of farm for himself, and Boris is kind of on the low ground right now. I can't imagine he gets punished, but they don't have a good solution for this puck if Flea is showing, and up until that Blink Dagger, this is really a big thorn in their side.
Good play in there from Jubei and Annihilate, though. They catch out Michael in the river. Quick and easy kill for the TA, 4-1-2 now at this point for that Templar Assassin, but over in the top lane, Boris may want to be a bit careful here. KXY is looking for his moment to jump in. There's no Dream Coil up, but they're not going to need it. A in there with the Purifying Flames, max level as well, so that nuke damage, more than Boris was really ready to deal with, but this is going to be the Oracle's reward for that kill. He'll be taken down himself. A trio of heroes going to run him down, and there's realistically no way out for him.
No, and it's a freebie. You are able to take him down, and if anything, Boris just getting punished for being so low HP, and in the meantime, there really has been a lot of space made for the Infamous side, where Angel, he's been getting to farm his topside jungle pretty much uncontested, and now he's finally making his way towards his triangle. He's going to farm that all up as well, and if you don't have a great solution for this Noggin, your great solution for the Naga definitely is this TA, it definitely is the Viper and the left track. You need to keep some sort of momentum going forward. I don't think Infamous can really take a 5-on-5 engagement, especially with this new Aegis, but still, I think you need to be a little bit worried if you're 2-base.
Bottom lane, Mariano jumped in on. Monkeys Forever able to punish him once again. They're not going to catch Michael, though. The Tusk will be able to TP himself down there, but once again, you mentioned it earlier on, Monkeys Forever just keeps on TPing down to this bottom lane to defend the tower. This time, they will eventually be able to, or forced rather, to put it down themselves, but how many times did Infamous attempt to push into that bottom lane? Monkeys Forever just rebuffs them over and over and over again, and at the end of the day, they lose the Death Prophet again, and they don't even get the tower. It's just eventually denied. So the resources that you force your opponents to commit to try and take that tower just to not even get it in the end is kind of just harsh.
Oh,
but Infamous trying to make a move
yeah, they're
here.
trying to make a play. He canceled his TP on KXY after the tower died, or the tower's not even dead. It's got 300 HP, but they do not want to fight right now. And Mariano keep. Oh no.
He may not have a choice. Going to get hit up here by the Splinter Blast into the Viper Strike. Monkey's pushing forward with the poison attacks. Can the Death Prophet do anything at this point? He's got a Yule Scepter. That's going to buy a little bit of time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially with I Annihilate in for the fight. Nice false promise, though. Able to save him just in the nick of time. He had 10 HP.
Meanwhile, Fleet's hunting. He's looking for Angel, but they were baiting him.
Yep. The bait comes through. Nice snowball play from Michael, able to turn that one around. Angel gets the kill, and Boris was there, but not exactly on point in terms of the charge into that fight. So if you're Infamous, that goes remarkably well. Able to get yourself that kill onto the line, sort of turning that aggression against your opponents, but well, they're going to need more plays like that. They're down by about 2,000 net worth here, and their opponents have doubled them up in terms of the kill count. So they've got their work cut out for them, but they're still fighting at this point. Angel is still farming. That's got to really count for something as he continues to build himself up, working his way now towards the butterfly. Already has the Eagle Song online.
Well, and they need to be careful. Angel, he's been playing in these trees. He's been letting his illusions do a lot of the heavy lifting, but still staying in range for that XP. Sometimes we would see a lot of these illusion-based carries in days of old being incredibly low level for their farm just because they're not the ones literally killing the creeps. It's always their summons. But once he has this butterfly, he'll feel a little bit more confident to show up to fights where this TA is also showing her presence. But now with the levels acquired, I think TOOBASED can start playing like this Leshrac is, well, a Leshrac. You're going to be able to sit in front next to the tower, get a lot of this damage sort of forwarded with this edict. And while you do have a Blink Dagger on KXY, all it takes is one Hex. If Fleet ever finds him, it's something they constantly need to be worried about. They always need to be on point with the saves on the Infamous side, because they lose too many heroes, it's going to feel really, really bad.
TOOBASED right now. Nope. Seeing that nobody's coming to contest them, they're simply going to go after the tower. They will be able to get it. Tier 2 top will be taken down. So we were talking about map control becoming more and more of a factor with this TOOBASED lineup. They are starting to sort of live up to those expectations here, getting themselves their first sort of tier 2 towers so far. And based on the way the game has been going so far, I doubt that that's going to be the final tier 2 that they're taking down, as TOOBASED are just going to charge their way over into the east side jungle. This is a very aggressive move for them, and KXY is going to try to punish it, jumping in with the Dream Coil, connecting onto both of the supports. Can they get them both down, though? Yes, they can. Fleet will fall first. Jubei actually not dead yet. Buying some time with the Cold Embrace. Meanwhile, I Annihilate in there for the damage, and A is actually going to be the one taking down himself. He and Michael will both fall, but KXY does come in for one last bit of damage onto the Winter Wyvern. So it is going to be a 2 for 2 for now, but KXY, he may not be getting out of here just yet. He's going to try to blink away. Nicely done. Blink into the Waning Rift, but he's... Ooh. He was hit up initially by that root. He's still in trouble. He's actually not going to be able to jump himself out. Can he dodge with the phase shift? Yes, he can. But he's still got that urn on him, and that is going to be enough to prevent him from getting away. I Annihilate comes in for the final bit of damage, and KXY will fall. He certainly makes TOOBASED work for it, but he's not going to be able to actually get out.
The spill damage, the Sideblade's range talent, I saw him get cleaved off of that Ancient Camp for maybe 500 damage. Maybe if he got another set of spells off, was a little bit tankier, he would have survived there, but it's a really sad turn of events, to be honest. Now, you won't be able to get a tower because really good creep cutting coming in from Angel. I believe the butterfly is now accomplished on the Naga Siren as well. But Still, I don't know when Infamous take their fight. Is it once the Death Prophet gets a BKB? Is it once there's a Desolator and I guess an Aeon Disc on this puck? I'm looking for the point of entry, and even though the Aegis does get reclaimed, they really aren't playing around two-based, at least not the fact that two-based are on the map at all. It's really just Angel kind of playing his own game.
Yeah, and while Angel's been able to make a couple of plays here and there, really, as of right now, he's not in a position to just straight up single-handedly get his team back into it. He needs more support, and yeah,
Monkeys.
we're going to try and go for it. KXY pushing forward. Dream Coil will be committed. And here comes the snowball in as well, but Jubei... oh, no, Jubei gets silenced up. He's actually not going to be able to get out that ult, and Monkeys will be taken down. Jubei does come in now, though, with that Witch's Curse, and it is going to do quite a bit of damage, but he doesn't hit up the Oracle. The False Promise does come through. That is not only going to keep Mariano alive, it allows them to then turn onto the Wyvern and bring him down. So, Jubei, he knew what he had to do there. He's just beaten to the punch. That puck comes in with the clutch silence, and that does prevent him from doing any more, although actually I believe it was the Death Prophet silence. That locked him down, my mistake, but end result still the same. Infamous able to win the fight.
And maybe just it's a slight miscommunication where so many heroes on the 2-base side ended up going bottom. They were trying to get the waves in, trying to get a little bit of this Naga Siren creep control under control, but that instead hung out your Viper to dry. And now Infamous are feeling comfortable to make plays on the enemy side of the map, and they want Boris. Boris would be ideal, but they might take Flea.
I Annihilate actually popped that on the back line, so the smoke doesn't quite work out perfectly, but it does still get them in onto Flea. However,
Mariano.
Yeah, Mariano.
And Michael.
Excuse me, yes. I followed your lead into the wrong spot. It's Michael who's taken down. I Annihilate able to find the kill, but now, KXY, can you get yourself out of here? He's going to jump away to the orb. He is just fine. No blink or anything along those lines from the TA, so...
Yeah, I had seen Mariano use his Yule Scepter on an I Annihilate in the river, but he immediately ran away as soon as he saw the BKB on the TA, I assume. And this is their timing. If there's any timing, it is sort of as soon as Flea respawns, you really need to get these illusions out of here. You need to do some damage somewhere. And I Annihilate has the Ag Shard queued up. It's a very interesting Ag Shard, and it could be exactly what they need to sort of make this puck feed, because in no way has KXY itemized to deal with silences, because there's no Orchid in the works, there's nothing of that sort in the makes. But this Ag Shard, it exists. Oh, Flea.
And KXY able to jump in there for the relatively quick kill, but now doesn't have a lot of mana to get himself back out. Monkey's forever pushing forward, making use of that Rod of Atos as they're going to try to keep that puck locked down. KXY, though, got off the blink, and he's going to be just fine. Makes his way all the way back to the base with that TP.
Yeah. Super frustrating hero to play against, and a hero that the hero that needed to be there to kill is the one that he's ending up killing. He's picking off the line very consistently, and it's just KXY, he's finding a lot of farm when whenever he is killing the supports on the 2-base side, and really only Jubei can sort of usurp that, just because he does have that curse. He does have the Cold Embrace available to him, even though with how Winter's Curse now, it does just end if you just solo ult somebody. But hopefully with the shard on I Annihilate, there will be some situations where now this puck will get punished. I believe that max charge, it is like a 3.5 second silence. It's honestly a little bit nuts with how long the silence can be, especially when you don't think it's coming.
And we'll have to wait and see exactly how that plays out. For now, though, Simply 2-based looking to, at this point, sort of group up for a push. Boris is making his way through the bottom lane. His teammates, though, a little bit further to the west, so doesn't look like they're actually going to go for that objective just yet. Meanwhile, for Infamous, they've smoked up, and they've got themselves an Ags on the Naga Siren. So the Ensnare going to be used on heroes inside of the Sleep from the Song, as well as magic immune units as well.
And
See what they can do,
honestly incredibly scary, especially with these BKBs. You're just always going to get chained up. It's not something you ever want to happen to you, because you're going to pop your BKBs and then immediately all of your teammates can't help you. There's not going to be that curse. You're going to get netted up, and there's nothing you can do at that point. You're just going to need to hope you are strong enough to beat the Naga Siren on, well, their own terms. And at this point, I don't think there really is that hero. Maybe Boris, but I feel like he still needs at least one more item, one more real item before he can get in there, because he has gone for that Blink Dagger instead to try and force something out of A, most likely. But now Infamous have set themselves up for an interesting position as the Roshan respawns.
They're going to get
Jubei?
potentially jumped in on, though. Mariano immediately hit up. That's
Nice.
just too much. Nope. They don't have it just yet. A comes in there with the false promise. Mariano at this point is still going to die, but Flea doesn't get the charge, I suppose. But other than that, it's still the kill that they wanted. So it's a nifty play from A, but it's one that's ultimately not going to have the effect that they needed. Now TOOBASED right into the Roche pit.
And no buyback. They need to take the fight first. They need to force heroes away, and oh, you need to be so careful on Flea and Jubei. If they go down for free, they found, yeah, they got Michael.
Michael taken down. He was sort of acting as the sort of forward scout there for Infamous, trying to get knowledge and vision in that west side jungle before the Roche attempt could really go down. But unfortunately, he gets caught out and taken out. He's dead for 30, and simply TOOBASED have a chance to push their way into the Roche pit once again. Aegis Cheese and the Refresher Shard all available for them. So they're going to get through this pretty quickly. Roshan.
And we'll see who ends up getting that shard. It could be Boris. Boris is definitely the best shard out of the bunch. Has it queued up as well, but the monkey shard is not bad in its own. Oh, tried to break some items with a Naga illusion there. Angel, the mad lad.
It was worth a shot, I suppose. Very nearly managed to make it happen, but not quite working out the way he wants. Annihilate able to get the Aegis. He will take the shard as well as monkeys. Yeah, down in the south side jungle. Well, I don't really know how well he can handle this, but the reinforcements are arriving. Boris is going to blink his way in, trying to isolate A, hoping to bring that Oracle down before he has any sort of ult play to come out in 1 second on that cooldown. He will be taken down before it's available, but they're not going to be able to get any more. The Naga Siren simply pops the song and TP's home, or anyone from TOOBASED can really track him down.
And while it was not the worst case scenario for Angel, it still sucks, and they're actually not done.
Yeah,
Michael might just go down again.
Snowball is going to save a little bit of... Ooh, or buy a little bit of time, rather, but he is still dropping. Can Jubei actually lock him down? Yes, he can. Winter's Curse will come through, and at this point, Michael, yeah, there's no way out for him. Annihilate comes in there with way too much damage for his opponent to deal with. 10th kill of the game for Annihilate at this point. So this TA very much in control of the game right now.
Well, in pushing down these waves, honestly, getting all of the farm he could ever want, getting that Ag Shard, we haven't seen it end up killing the puck just yet, but oh, Boris found Angel without the ulti.
In some trouble. Can he somehow get himself away? No. He's going to get hit up by the Atos. Flea comes in with that Earth Spike. Can they save him? And where is that Oracle? He's just too far away. He's actually making his way from his own base, so Angel really has no one to bail him out, and Boris is going to be able to lock him down. Comes in with the Lightning Storm, and they will find that kill. Now they want even more as they catch out Mariano to the south. He was trying to hide in the tree line. He will not make it home.
And they glyphed the creep wave. They saw A. They saw him trying to get a little bit greedy. He will back off as soon as he sees KXY, but still, this is exactly what they wanted. They caught the rat. There's nothing to do now. There's no wave pushing. There's finally a fight that TOOBASED have forced Infamous to take, and well, they're just diving in.
The Oracle going to get himself caught out here. A has really no way out of this one. The DOT is actually not quite enough, but on the back line, KXY, nice play there. In onto Jubei, we'll be able to find that kill. What else can they get, though? That cost him the Dream Coil, so at this point, he's going to have to be a little bit careful. Can't really afford to push in again.
He does need to be very scared, though. Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have another Witchblade hit, but he does so much damage with this Grove Bow.
KXY not quite able to get that one, but it got pretty close. So, yeah, Lee has to be careful. He is going to fall back now, so he should be just fine for the time being. And at this point, you actually look at him here. He is strategically holding that Vit booster. Has it locked up right now, waiting to see exactly when he's going to potentially need that disc to bail himself out.
Yeah, honestly, just one of the... we'll see if it ever gets patched out, but one of the many uses of items in Dota that pro players have decided to abuse and use. Very sad about Tiny Buyback. That's a scary tool to be plucked from the game, but meanwhile, I think TOOBASED right now, they might just use this Aegis, or at least the remainder of it is expiring in 1 minute and 30 seconds to get this last tier 2 tower. If anything, try and find Angel once or twice, just force him back to the base, not even kill him at this point, as it really is difficult to kill Angel. The only reason they got him in the first place was just a fantastic blink stun from Boris. You just didn't see it coming at all, and those will get easier as soon as he does get that Shivas, and they found him. Oh no, they didn't see the Andis.
Gonna get locked down, but the disc, as you said, will save him. That allows him just that split second to fall back, as KXY will be able to get himself out of danger, but The disc now on cooldown for quite some time, so it bails him out once, but now he's got to be incredibly careful about how he approaches future fights. Will not have that sort of get-out-of-jail-free card back online for another minute and a half.
Well, and while they do have these boots of travel, they still are getting split pretty consistently. It's just the power of this Naga Siren, and we keep on looking at bottom. We keep on seeing one, two heroes maybe playing with Angel, just making sure there are those bodies. But okay, that's why they got him twice.
Hit up by the Hex. They're going to stun him up here with the Earth Spike as well as the Split Earth, and there's no way out for that puck. That Aeon Disc, as I said, I bailed you out once, but you had to be careful. You didn't have it available for a second go, and that is going to bring KXY down. Monkeys Forever, meanwhile, TPs himself down bot, looking to deal with this split push play. I want to be a little bit careful. Angel and Mariano are both hanging out nearby, so they could try to jump in, but I don't know. Monkeys at this point, he's got the Atos, he's got the BKB, so he's a hard kill for them to secure, even in a potential 2-on-1 scenario.
And it might be a little bit easier with that Angel Ags, but still, Angel is looking for a situation in which he can go forward, and here we go. They popped everything for him.
Monkeys pops the BKB, though. No, the follow-up just is not there. They had the Ensnare back up in a few seconds, and with the Ags upgrade, he could have still locked down that Viper, but at that point, you're basically diving onto the tier 2 tower. It's probably not going to be worth it, and that's assuming right now that simply TOOBASED don't simply TP heroes into the bottom lane to help him. So, if you're Infamous, it's a missed opportunity, but I think the risks there far outweigh the potential rewards. So,
well, and just without the right hero, maybe if they had Yulesed him first from Mariano and then get all of the illusions on top of him, he just simply BKB'd off the net, and maybe they don't know about that, but Lee is incredibly brave. He found him. He found the Naga.
Able to come in with the Hex. Where's the backup? I Annihilate making his way over. And look at that. Flea blinking onto the other side of the tree line, but Angel...
No.
Oh, wait. That is unfortunate. Mariano gets knocked out of his TP as that Song of the Siren just wasn't able to actually protect him. Flea just gets that little bit outside the radius, turns around for the lockdown, and they don't get Angel, but a kill into Mariano there is still going to be incredibly valuable.
And it is a Death Prophet without an ultimate, but still, it sucks, especially because they need you. You need to get your level 18. You need to feel strong on this Death Prophet because your team is really lacking in heroes that are capable of fighting right now. You're trying to get an Aghanim Scepter up on Michael. A has been honestly playing his heart out, trying to get as much vision as possible, has been trying to maintain as much control over the map as they can, but it feels like TOOBASED are sort of leisurely walking towards that third Roche. I don't think Infamous are going to give them a straight up fight until that, and I don't even know if they're going to contest it when that is eventually going to happen. They just have so little kill potential in these lanes. They haven't honestly given it a shot since KXY was soul killing people for the first 25 minutes of this game.
We're going to see the smoke play out from them here, although maybe not. Angel and KXY immediately break that smoke on the camps, so doesn't really look like they're looking to participate in that one, but they could just work as the sort of trailers on this play, let the supports go forward first as Michael. Dangerously close there. He is going to be able to blink himself away. Flea, though, wants to chase. I don't know if that's a great idea, but got Monkeys Forever in here for support, but the silence comes in. Mariano able to lock that Viper down, hits him up with the Yule Scepter as well, but at this point, it looks like TOOBASED are still pushing their way in. A is very nearly taken down. He is going to pop the ult onto himself. The problem is, that leaves the rest of his team in a very rough position, as Michael will be taken down right away. Mariano dropping low as well. The BKB is going to be wearing off here, but he's still actually not dead yet, so he's at least going to be able to get himself away, but now Angel going to get caught out. Song of the Siren will be deployed, though. He's going to try to regroup, or in this instance, maybe just straight up fall back, as he and his teammates will start making their retreat. At this point, though, TOOBASED, they keep going forward. Flea, I don't know if that was a great idea. The Aeon Disc is going to buy some time, but not enough to actually keep him alive. That may have been a bit too far forward for him, as Angel finds the kill. And Infamous are going to be able to try and sort of, as we said, regroup here. Not exactly going to be able to take a secondary fight, but they don't lose too much. A does end up going down. I believe he bought back.
Yes, and as well as the Tusk not having buyback, going to set that Ags even further back. I'm not sure why you necessarily would want it. Maybe just to displace heroes even further in this game, but they're very easily going to reset. Oh, Monkeys is being chased out top.
He's got a TP right now. If he could just find a safe spot. Mariano is going to try to hit him up with the Yules, though, and he doesn't get it in time.
Horus. KXY.
Okay, they catch out the puck there in the river. KXY just felt like he was safe. His teammates weren't very far from him, but all you need is a moment. If you're Boris and I Annihilate, they jump in, they find the quick kill, they're going to push into the Roche pit now as well, and if you're Infamous, do you take this without your puck? There is a buyback though, so KXY could rejoin his teammates. But at this point, Roche is dropping so quickly, I'm not entirely sure this is the best idea, but they're going to try and go in for it anyway. Walrus Punch will be there, but it's not going to work out. Michael dead, A gone as well, and Infamous just have to fall back, but KXY is going to commit the buyback. Now Jubei comes in with that Winter's Curse. They've connected onto Mariano. Do they have the follow-up?
For the song.
The song not going to be deployed. The Hex comes in into the Earth Spike. Can they save Mariano, though? He needs a little bit more time, but it's not going to be enough. Another Hex coming out as Angel will be locked down. The Finger of Death will finish him off. And simply TOOBASED take the fight. Mariano and Angel both dead. Roshan will be taken. Boris gets the Aegis into his hands.
And this is just a disaster now. You just got pulled apart. They really didn't even have the best vision. They were able to maintain this ward to see a lot of heroes coming in, but it was just a slew of misplays coming in from Infamous, and now Boris won't be able to kill KXY top, I don't think, but they're just going to barrel down your waves, and knowing that Mariano is dead, does have buyback, does have exorcism, they're going to finally be able to hit some buildings for the first time in 38 minutes.
Tier 3 tower dropping pretty rapidly as that tower will go down. The racks now under attack as well. Infamous really just not in a position to defend this. There's a couple of buybacks that they have available, but if they bought back, they get the DP and the Naga Siren in. They're going for it. Tier 4 is under attack. Glyph, though, will be buying a little bit of extra time for Infamous, so able to hold on for now. They do get both Michael and A back into the fight, so those two are on the front line. The Death Prophet is going to be respawning as well, so really it's just Angel on that Naga Siren that they have to wait for. As KXY doesn't want to wait, he tries to go in there. Nice little sort of scatter shot with the right clicks, but now he's in trouble. Hexed up, rooted as well. Monkeys Forever not going to be able to bring him down, but he will push him back.
And pops the Aeon disc, so now he really can't show. He can't be nearly as reckless as he was before. And double Hex.
Oh, Michael. Snowball will buy some time, but he's still in trouble. Meanwhile, inside of the base, Boris able to track down A. The two supports immediately dead again. Neither one of them have buyback. Now KXY, what are you doing? That is way too far out. He is going to get not quite taken down yet. Can he jump away to the orb? Yes, he can. Even throws down the Dream Coil as he leaves to try and cover his own escape, but he's still not out of here. Flea trying to track him down, not going to be able to make the connection.
Even Jubei just covering Monkeys perfectly. And Angel? Oh no.
Oh, what is he doing? He's going to get hexed up. That is brutal. Walks face first into that Hex. Flea actually took down Mariano there as well, so that's it.
Call it.
Yeah. What a
GG.
What a just strange way for that game to end. We thought there was going to be one last hurrah from Infamous. Instead, it's sort of death by 1,000 cuts there. They just lose heroes slowly over time until they don't have enough to hold their ground.
And it was an annoying game that they sort of had to deal with. TOOBASED, they were never behind in kills. They were never behind in the plays. They were constantly trying to make things happen, but Infamous wouldn't give it to them. With the Naga pick, they just felt that to a certain degree they couldn't do anything. And I wonder if their draft didn't fit their style there, because KXY, he was getting the kills. He was getting these solo plays consistently. They're playing in the side lanes, and that looked really good from the side of Infamous, but TOOBASED, they itemized correctly, they played correctly. Jubei, he sat back, he was able to really save his team a lot in that early phases, or in the early phases of the game, as opposed to the previous game. And at the same time with Flea, just constantly able to find those plays, and some of those picks at the end of the game were just absolutely game-winning.
Yeah, the ability to just sort of catch out the likes of really any of the cores by himself. Obviously, he needed teammates to sort of finish it off, but the fact that Flea could make those initiations, pretty crucial for him. 17 assists on that Lion. Not quite the highest count of the game, but he is exactly where his team needed him to be. As Simply TOOBASED will be able to get themselves a win, which means they do get their first points on the board here. A 1-1 draw in this series, as they are able to salvage that split. So not too bad for them, as they get the win and they close out the day with a victory. So at least you got that going for yourself. 1-1, obviously not the best possible result, but considering the fact that they didn't quite have enough to win that first game, I think they're going to be happy with the results here. A very impressive victory to close things out. So with that, we are pretty much done for the day here. So that was the final series on the old schedule. So we will be shutting things down in just a little bit here. Before we go, though, gotta cover some obligations on our front. Another shout out to LootBet for helping to sponsor this event, putting this one together. So Thank you very much to LootBet. And in terms of the special offer we have from LootBet as well, we'll get through this real quick. New users can get a 100% bonus on their first deposit up to 150 euros using code PRO, that's PRO, on loot.bet. Existing users, meanwhile, can also find more promotions when they visit loot.bet themselves. So a little bit there for users both new and old. As always, though, do remember, bet responsibly. But thank you to LootBet for sponsoring it up and helping us put together what's been a pretty solid event so far. Day one had quite a bit of action, and at the end of the day, well, we had some standouts. Corey with that 2-0 victory. Infamous able to salvage a point. We saw the same thing from the cut earlier on as well, but ET, I don't know. What did you think? What was the most sort of maybe impressive or surprising even result that you saw today?
Probably that Hikori game one, where everything just sort of turned around suddenly. It felt like they were losing. It felt like they had the weirdest draft ever, and then just Dota happens, you know? You just can't see the end until the end's already there, and then your Medusa just wins. I hate Medusa.
Oh, I don't know. No comment on the Medusa, but that is the beauty of the game sometimes. Dota always throws us something new, even if we don't always like it, but certainly some interesting matches today. We will have even more for you tomorrow afternoon. Going to be getting started around the same time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So 4 more best of 2s on the schedule. We will be coming back at you for pretty much all of that. So if you want to take a look at that schedule moving forward, you can follow Beyond the Summit, BTS Dota on Twitter. Get all your good news about that. Follow the NA and SA Dota scenes. But for now, we are going to be hopping on out of here. So for myself and for ET, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the games and hope you join us as well tomorrow for more action from the LootBet Pro Series 6. So thank you all one last time. Enjoy the rest of your night.